Okay, so now, fast forwarding to the present, werewolves. How did we get here? I don't mean there are any here right now. I just mean like emotionally for you. That's another convention. That's Comic-Con.
A friend of mine suggested, he sent me an email. It was Jeff Easton, TV producer of White Collar in Graceland.
Right.
And we communicate because I'm a big fan of White Collar. I love that show. And he said, if you ever, he had just read a book on werewolf literature. And he said, if you ever write a werewolf novel, I will certainly buy it. And for some reason, it struck me. For the first time, I thought, why don't I do that? Why don't I try that out? I was at a place where I wasn't too happy with what I was writing, and I put it aside. And I thought, I think I'm going to do that. And my sister, Alice Borchardt, had written a number of novels, very successful novels about werewolves, but we had lost Alice in 2007. And she had never, said to me, stay away from werewolves. I mean, she would have never said anything like that.
Stay away from werewolves, then. You got the vampires, I get the werewolves.
Yeah. She never said such a thing, but I had always kind of left them to her.
We had a fight about aliens once.
Yeah, I told you to stay away from aliens.
No, you came in and said you were going to do an alien novel, and I had been working on an alien idea, and I said, you have everything else. Give me aliens.
Okay.
And you said, but the problem with aliens in movies is that they always look like fish and they're hungry. That's the only alien story we ever get. And I know you're going to do philosophical violin playing aliens. But anyway, back to werewolves. So your friend Jeff Easton said, if you ever write a werewolf story, I will buy it. Okay.
So I thought I would do it. And I started to write The Wolf Gift. And first it was a TV idea. I wrote a treatment for TV.
I remember,
Sent it off to my agent at CAA, and he thought it was very good and went out with it. And then I developed it into a novel, and I loved it. It was all brand new. I wasn't trying to build on, 4 books that had been written before. And it was a brand new cosmology for me, brand new ideas, and I really had a lot of fun with it.
But you had some, and because I know this, you'd had some hang-ups with werewolves in general from the outset. Primarily that the transformation was always so beastly, and bones cracking and flesh, and it wasn't really something that you were into.
Well, I didn't want to do it that way.
So you didn't. How did you do it?
I made it a delicious, sensuous transformation that the werewolf enjoyed and witnessed. And my man-wolf, Reuben, he remained completely conscious while he was in the state of being a man-wolf. More of an upright werewolf, like Lon Chaney in the old movies. Lon Chaney used to run around in his shirt and trousers.
Right.
But my wolf doesn't do that. He does, leave his clothes behind him and go off. But he's really a man-wolf, and he's conscious of it every minute. And it was a lot of fun to describe. I had to do it that way. It's the only way I know how to do anything.
Right.
If I can't do the individual sensitivity of that monster.
But you gave it I don't know if this is the right term, but like a moral core, right? The werewolves smell and hunt evil.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
But as the books go on, they're going to run into problems over
as werewolves
what
do.
What are you smelling as evil as opposed to what I'm smelling?
It smells like burnt toast to me. Am I having a stroke? So there's another one coming October 15th.
Yeah, October 15th, The Wolves of Midwinter, and I'm just getting started.
You're just getting started.
Yeah. I wanted this series to be, it wasn't even a matter of wanting, it just is more optimistic, more open, and I'm in the process of opening doors. The vampire books had a lot of sadness and grief and darkness in them, and I was always closing doors in those series.
What do you mean by that, closing doors?
Closing off possibilities, sort of writing a lot about despair, alienation. At the end of Memnoch the Devil, Lestat really just practically says farewell to the world and doesn't really come back for a long time, to the series. But in The Wolf Gift, I'm writing about a different kind of supernatural monster and a different kind of world. And I wanted to get away from the regret and the sadness and explore what happens when a monster just really loves being the monster, tearing people limb from limb. Bad guys
But it's
always.
bad guys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but still, it's he does tear them limb from limb.
It is a sort of superhero aspect to the monster.
Absolutely.
It is a
I was
monster
definitely
superhero.
wanting to explore the comic book superhero. I was absolutely upfront about that. That's what he becomes, the California man-wolf.
Yeah.
And people make man-wolf T-shirts and man-wolf mugs and,
Yeah.